What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me during my 10,000 steps today. Got the phone off to the side right now because the sun is right behind. But as I mentioned to y'all before, we working on that grind. 5,000 subs by the end of the year. Join me if you like. It's always appreciated. But let's jump into the topic at hand. And it's my passport bros, man. It's a dangerous world out there for y'all, man. Y'all got to be careful. And I mean that sincerely. What am I talking about? Well, there's stories coming about. You can find them on different videos, news reports, where you got dudes going over there to places like Colombia in particular is what I seen the story on. And the guy, he was using a dating app to find some lady to hook up with over there. And he gets over there. He met up with her. He posted pictures online with this unidentified woman. And he went missing because she had some people with her that was, there to ambush him. So it was a honey trap, essentially. These places, guys, it's a dangerous world out there. And you go over there traveling alone. You're naive because you think that you have the advantage. You think you're going over there, you making like 50, 60K a year, and you go over there thinking that you balling, and you may be, but it's the fact that you balling in their eyes that makes you a mark. A lot of these people in these places, they do not have good intentions. Well, the ones that are getting caught up, for the most part, from what I can tell, they not over there looking for a wife. They over there looking for hookups, so you're not over there with the best of intentions either. They're not waiting on you with good intentions, and you're not exactly there with great intentions either. Not to say that anybody that get caught up like this deserves it. Nobody deserves to be ambushed like this. Because in the case of this particular gent, they held him for ransom, beat him up, and when he could not pay their ransom, they stabbed him over and over and over until he expired. So that's just not something that you want to find yourself in. You over there, you're away from home, you're getting caught up like this. Your family is devastated behind this because it's not likely they're going to get justice. And even if they do get justice, what does it really matter? You're gone behind something just so silly. So I say to my passport bros out there, really be careful how you moving, because the whole thing, see, passport bros before was pretty low key. It's not low key like that no more though. It's really become, I don't want to say a trend. It's more like a movement, but I mean, it is trendy. So I think it counts for that. But you have something, when something becomes more popular, you're going to get bad actors with it. And that just happens to be what's going on here. You got some bad actors, and they're the extreme kind. I mean, nobody should be, taken away from their friends and family over wanting to go somewhere and have a good time. I understand you want to go there and get laid, and I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying maybe, just maybe, it might not be worth jumping over there. What is that? Am I hearing? Some sort of alarm in the distance. But maybe, just maybe, it's not worth it going over there, man, because stuff is just bad out here. Stuff is bad out here. Whatever luck you may think you're having here in the States or not having, the landscape has changed. It's not really seeming like you're going to go over to these other places and fare any better. In fact, I mean, when people going over there and they being murked, it's seeming like you're going to have a worse experience over there. So maybe not go over there alone on this sort of thing. I mean, for those of you that are going over there to look for a wife, I don't know. Perhaps this won't be your outcome because you're going over there to look for a wife. But for those of you that are going over there to kind of, what do they call it? Sex travel, however way they categorize it as, it might be time to, I don't know, kind of like retire that part of your life, because it's not worth being killed over no box, man. There's plenty of box here in the United States. For those of you that are just looking for that, if you're looking to just be a trick, you don't have to trick off over in a different country. Really, you don't. I mean, I'm not saying that something dangerous can't happen to you here doing that. Of course it can, but you go over to these other places and you're so much more naive because you're not in your environment. You'll be a lot more cautious here than you will be somewhere else because you know better here. I think people go to these places and they underestimate how dangerous they can be. These places are poor, and instead of taking that into account, that might make these places more dangerous, that might make it so that the people here are more desperate to do diabolical things, you assume that it makes them less so, which is kind of backwards thinking. In a place where resources are just slim, where money is low, the way of living is just kind of different, you gotta take into account that things are going to be worse there than here. Not always, but it's certainly something to consider. It don't make any sense. I honestly don't know why you would use a dating app to go over to another country for this sort of stuff anyway, but that's what this guy did. I don't know how he got involved, and he fell for a honey trap. So this is what's happening now. You got guys from the US going over there to countries like Colombia, and they're being kidnapped and held for ransom. And if they can't come up with that ransom, they are subject to whatever the person feels like doing to them, or persons, because it's like a group of them, so you're going over there putting yourself in a bad situation for some box that you never gonna get. You're not gonna get the box. It is 100% a honey trap. She gonna sit up and say nice things and tell you you're handsome, and she wants to be with you, she wants to live with you in the States. She's gonna say all these things to lure you there. All these things. A lot of these guys, they get really involved. They be sending the woman money and stuff. This is all how the scam works. It's like those catfish shows where they convince you to give them money and they talking to you every day, all day. You're so handsome, you're so special, they love you, they want to be with you, all of that sort of stuff. You get over there thinking something's gonna happen. Y'all been messaging each other back and forth for months. You thinking you finally gonna hit, and she's gonna meet you at some bar somewhere. She's gonna go ahead and play the part of, oh, she's happy to see you and all that sort of stuff. And you're thinking your guard is even lower because you're thinking, hey, this is great. Like, I'm getting everything that I want. We finally met. We're happy. We're gonna do this. And something be slipped in your drink, or y'all just go outside and they do the old school method of throwing a sack over your head and throwing you into the back of a black windowless van. So I don't say any of this to be a joke, man. I'm genuinely concerned for the peeps out there putting themselves in these sorts of situations. Be careful, y'all. If you're gonna travel abroad, at least take somebody with you. I'm not saying it's gonna guarantee your safety, but if it's 3 of you, 4 of you, possibly 5 of you, you're less likely to end up in one of them honey trap situations than you would if you're traveling by yourself. So, I'm gonna leave it there, man. I hope this lands for who needs to hear it. As always, I appreciate y'all connecting with me, joining me along for the 5,000 sub journey. And I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.